Hey guys, this is Hex, and today I'm going to be talking about Destiny 2, basically why you should give a shit about it and why I think you should play it. Now, as you recall, a few years ago, the first Destiny came out, and it had a lot of hype surrounding it, and everybody's excited about it, including me. It was something different, and I actually went to the midnight release for it, which is something I will never do again, because for any game, because I'm just like it was just too tiring. Um, but anyway, when people actually got into the meat of the game, they soon discovered that the story itself, while the gameplay was, mechanics were really good, the story itself was very, very thin. And, you unlocked Grimoire cards, as you went, but the only way you could look at those cards is if you went on their, official site, and then you could read, some of the, extra content, the extra story, lore, and that kind of pissed off a lot of people because they're like, why am I having to go onto a website when this should have actually been in the game itself? And of course, there were a lot of rumors flying around that like a lot of stuff was cut out, and there was a lot of finger pointing. Was Bungie the one responsible? Was maybe Activision the one pressuring them, going, hey, nobody gives a shit about story content or anything like that. They just want the multiplayer, which obviously is not true. If Activision was thinking that, shame on you guys, shame on you. Uh, so over the course of of the months that followed, they started tweaking it here and there, and eventually would release DLC, which would improve the game. Stuff like the Taken King, for example, which gave us more storytelling and a lot more stuff in-game stuff to do. Um, which in my opinion was a start, and this was the start of things to come. Now you get to like you know Destiny 2, which came out a few days ago, and uh, and I'm here to tell you, through the amount of time that I've spent playing it and just looking around, the game is way, way bigger. I always felt that the first Destiny, while it was big, it just seemed like there was just so much that you couldn't do. Like if I saw a building over there, I couldn't really go to it. And while there is some instances that in Destiny 2, the world is actually a lot broader, and you actually do have the freedom to go to like a lot of places that you see, which is a breath of fresh air. Um, and you couple that with there is actually a story. There's a lot of cutscenes on that, and I will say this much: I haven't completed the story yet, so don't give me too much flack for me admitting this. But a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm still exploring. I'm just looking around, just kind of looking at all the nooks and crannies, of the game, and just trying to see what I can discover. Um, Now, through the course of many hours playing this, there are a few things that I have a bit of a gripe about. They're not really, you know, game breakers or anything like that. Um, but like I said, while I do like the visuals, I like the sound, the acting, and all this stuff. Pretty much what I mentioned in the when I was playing the beta. Um, the only things that really irk me are like if you go to the map, um, there are you can see these little symbols for lost sectors. Now, to me, and this should be pretty obvious because I know what you're thinking too. Hey, wait a minute. If they're lost sectors, why are they on the map? And I think this is Bungie's attempt at, I guess you could call a hand holding, to just kind of lead like maybe players that are maybe new to this to say, hey, go here, and then you'll find some stuff, which I really wish they hadn't have done. I think since they were in the early promos for the game, they're talking about, hey, you can explore anywhere and find all these places. Well, if you have them on the map, you pretty much already found them. So I didn't really much care for them doing that at all. Um, and another thing is with public events, which I do love the public events, you have even have a chance of making a normal public event into a heroic event and actually getting some better stuff out of that, which I love. But the thing that I really don't like about the public events is that if you if you fail, even if you fail, you still get a chest, to open. And I'm thinking you really shouldn't get anything if you fail it, because when you even if you fail, your ghost is like, yeah, we ran them off, and I'm thinking, but they took off, but they got what they wanted. So, and you still got the chest. So I really don't think you should have got anything. But I had another teammate suggest to me maybe, if you, as long as you put forth, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe if you put forth the effort, maybe that's probably what that chest is for. As long as you were there and fighting, you would get something. So maybe I guess I could kind of see that, but still. Um, and another thing, and and this to me is actually a big thing, is the Crucible. Now, I was a big fan of the Crucible. I felt it was pretty balanced for the most part, even though I really wish they had quit tweaking the weapons back and forth constantly. Um, as it got to a point where I think a lot of the weapons were kind of broken or not as good as what they used to be. Um, but the big thing was to me on in Destiny 2 is that they only had like two crucible types that you go to, and they were separated out by one saying that this is for if you were looking for more of a fun experience with your friends, and the other one was for if you were wanting a more kind of team focused, where everybody has to work together, and so on. That would be the thing for you. But the thing about both of those wars, they're practically the same thing, at least to me, because instead of everything being separated out like it was in Destiny One, like if you wanted to play Control or anything like that, you could go into the various things and choose which one you wanted to do. In the case of this, you can't do that because once you go in, it's random. So when you go in there, you never know what you're going to go get. You might get survival, you might get control. You just might get various game modes, and you have no choice on picking it, which I don't like because I don't like that option being that choice being taken away from me, and it irks me to no end. In fact, I was really ranting about this earlier uh, at work to a friend of mine who also plays this game as well. Um, and I'm hoping that eventually they will split it up and divide it instead of doing this just random shit, which I don't really like because, like I said, if you get stuck, like let's say you're not a fan of Control, and you're in a match, you're stuck doing that, and of course, yeah, you have like that option of backing out, but then you leave your team shorthanded, which is not a good thing. And so you wind up having to, plow through that game, whether you like it or not. So hopefully, further down the line, they can separate that out. Um, as far as anything else goes, I think my gripes is I'm actually that's pretty much it. Um, now I know there was a lot of people complain that there was a big stink going around on the internet talking about um, saying that this game is pay to win, and I can truthfully tell you that no, that is not the case. You can pay money to get like shaders and so on, but so far I haven't seen anything to me to indicate that hey, you can buy this really super powerful weapon and have an edge over it, everybody. I just don't see it, so I don't know what the gripe is. Yeah, there is microtransactions like Destiny One, but there's nothing to indicate that you're going to be able to get like a really super powerful weapon or whatever to give you an edge on PvP or PvE or anything like that. So I just don't see that. Um, Bounties are gone, which I do like that quite a bit. Um, because it just got the first one is just kind of got repetitive, doing the same thing over and over. It's like it says attack this certain you know bad guy, specific bad guy, and it just got a little tedious. So I'm glad they kind of got rid of that, and they replaced it. There's they still have the different missions that you can go into uh, in the game, like a little side quest that you can do, and you can also earn uh, currency through just you know doing those side quests, you know killing monsters, finding random loot chests throughout the world. So there is no shortage of like finding weapons or coin, glimmer or anything. And of course the strikes are back, which I like. And of course the Nightfall strike, and of course they're going to have the trial. And from what I've gathered, and I'm not for sure when they're going to release the trial. While still is no matchmaking, I think you might be able to join like if you're not like in a clan, perhaps you can actually join, have an opportunity to join like a clan that's getting ready to go in it. So I guess in a sense it's sort of matchmaking, but in a sense it's kind of not. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. As far as strikes go, I haven't done it yet because I think you have to beat the game, beat the main storyline to get them. Um, so I guess I'm gonna have to get off my ass, actually go ahead because I think I'm on the last world right now. Um, and so so once I do that, of course those will pop up, and I'm gonna be able to hit that with my clan, which is another good uh, perk of the game because before in Destiny 1 when you're in a clan, of course you could use that to find other players if your clan was big enough to do strikes and so on. But there was really no incentive apart from that to do it, and now they give you incentives to do that. If you do like a strike with a group, you get like points for that. Of course that turns into rewards for for your clan, and you can actually. The one thing I really kind of wish that they would kind of fix is that, like for example, I had a clanmate who said, asked me specifically if I could, invite a friend, you know, to the guild, which I could not do because I there's no option to find somebody online so you could send them the invite. In fact, I even went on the website to try to do it and could not find this person at well. So in the end, I finally had to wind up saying, okay, just tell your friend to send a friend request to me, and then I can do it that way. Which is the easiest way to do it. So hopefully, as the as time goes on, they'll kind of do a little bit of tweaks here and there because it's still early release. There's still like a lot of things that they can do that I'm sure that they have planned, and I'm sure they're getting a lot of feedback from the community as well. Um, but anyway, I think that's all that I'm going to talk about for now. I'm going to do some more gameplay videos, like maybe quick tips and some little secrets here and there in game in case that there might be some of you guys that may not know about that. But give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and please subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I hope to talk to you guys real soon. Take care.